is Arkansas Congressman Rick Crawford. He is the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. Mr. Chairman, good to see you. Thanks so much for being here. Before we get to your work on the Intelligence Committee, give us your sense of this shutdown.
Yeah, you've highlighted some pretty important points there. Number one, I love the president's comments to the military. As a veteran, as a military brat, when you get a pay raise like that, first off, the military doesn't get paid much. And when he announces a pay raise like that, and you can see the response of the military, they are so appreciative of that. It's such a shot in the arm for morale to receive that boost. And so, he jokingly said, hey, if you don't want it, we'll give it back, whatever. But, the truth of the matter is the military understands that, the real admiration and concern that he has for our troops and what they do. And so he's got their back, and he's demonstrated that over the previous pay period. But look, we're running out of resources. This is a simple fix. All the Democrats have to do is vote for a clean CR. That's all it takes. We've done this multiple times. They've done it multiple times, but they're trying to turn the CR fight into a policy battle. And that's not what this is. The CR is not the place for policy writers. It's a place to fund the government. And the Democrats have said time after time that they are for the workforce. They have hung their hat on being the pro-work party. And yet they turned their back on the workforce, not only the federal workforce, but everybody else that's impacted by the lack of the government being open. So I'm ready for them to put their money where their mouth is and say, let's get past this little charade and fund the government, and then we can talk about some of the policy points that you want to discuss.
What are your priorities in the Intelligence Committee right now? I mean, we know what's going on in the Oversight Committee with Chairman Comer investigating the auto pen and whether or not what he signed was actually legitimate, because so much of what Joe Biden did was by auto pen. We've also, of course, been watching the indictments. Jim Comey, we are wondering if there are further charges coming with regard to conspiracy. Can you tell us your priorities in the Intelligence Committee right now?
Well, we're working on the Intelligence Authorization Act, which we do every year. We're working on that annual reauthorization. But a big part of that, you talked about, the Comey issue. Our work on the Intel Committee, as you recall, we were the ones that brought the documents forward that basically helped to exonerate President Trump as it applied to the Russia hoax. This was a work product that the HPSC Committee, the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, had engaged in a year-long investigation of the 2017 intelligence community assessment that basically Trump made up all these charges against President Trump. And, our work demonstrated that that was all just a hoax. And so we were able to get that declassified. The American people are aware of it now. We want to make sure that doesn't happen again. And a key provision of that is the Secure Act. That is what reforms the counterintelligence provisions in the IAA so that we don't have a repeat of Crossfire Hurricane. So that's one of the things that we're working very diligently on to make sure that that's a provision that remains in the IAA.
Yeah, and of course, we believe that when they raided President Trump's home, they were looking for that report in terms of the details of what FBI and CIA did to work together to conspire against President Trump. Real quick on the U.S. deploying the Ford Carrier Strike Group to combat narco-terrorists in Western Hemisphere. Congressman, you not only think this is sending the message to narco-terrorists in Venezuela, but also in China and Russia.
Yeah, I think that's really, really important. Obviously, we have the existential threat to the American people of the cartels. We know that. He's taking the appropriate action to make sure that doesn't reach our shores. Yes. But this show of force is as much a signal to China and Russia, particularly China, that's saying, look, we're back. We're going to guard our neighborhood. We're going to partner with our Western Hemisphere allies and make sure that you're not intruding in a belligerent way into our neighborhood. This is a whole of hemisphere approach. And President Trump is demonstrating great leadership to our allies in the hemisphere that says we are protecting the Western Hemisphere against belligerent Chinese intrusion.
All right, Mr. Chairman, good to talk with you this morning. Thanks so much, Congressman